Sliced it up and put it on my fork, chewed it and burped it out. New show on YouTube called Spice Drop, the merch is out. We cooking on camera, making recipes for your house. I think it's safe to say the play I made is worth it now.
Spice Drop! You go. Spice Drop! Good boy. Spice Drop! I got my dog involved. He wants to cook tonight too because he knows we're making pork belly. Spice Drop! Spice Drop! Spice Drop! That's Hugo. He's excited. You want the pork belly? Hugo wants the pork belly. What's up, Spice Droppers? This is Charlie coming at you from Ferndale, Michigan. We are in our Michigan month of cooking right now. There's a lot of things you think of when you think of Michigan. One of the main things being, especially if you are from Michigan and love to go up north, we think of Traverse City Cherries, the Cherry Festival. So what I have today, well, first off, let's get the big guy out here. I got the pork belly, and we're gonna make a glaze with some Traverse City cherries, and we're gonna cook it in the oven. I would probably normally do this on a grill or in a smoker, but we're going to have plenty of videos of us cooking on the grill and in the smoker. And it's dark outside, so I don't want to be cooking that outside, bugging my neighbors. Not that I've never bugged my neighbors before, but we're doing it in the oven today. You can obviously cook this on the grill, and it's basically the same steps. But yeah, we got these fabulous Traverse City cherries here that we're going to blend down. We're going to make a glaze with it, and we're going to kind of slow cook the pork belly and just continuously add glaze over them and get at it. So I do think what I'm going to do, I cut them into little cubes. I don't know. I looked online and they called it like pork belly burnt ends. Burnt ends are not pork belly. Like, don't do that. It's not the same thing. All we're doing is making bite-sized pieces of pork belly. All right, Spice Droppers, first step to this. I have about 4 cups here of Traverse City cherries. I pitted them. We're gonna take this and we're gonna put it in the food processor. And we want this to be like pulpy. And that didn't take long at all. That took about 10 seconds, if that. Dump that back in there. See that? See the consistency? It's almost like, I don't know if you ever had homemade cranberry sauce instead of the actual log of cranberry sauce that comes in a can. But it's almost that consistency. And it tastes really good. Next step, we start cooking. What do you think we need since we're Spice Droppers and we hate onion skin? Obviously, we need an onion. Look at those skins already. Just killing me. I hate them, hate them, hate them. Okay, get those skins out of here. Can't do that because they're stuck to my hands already. But we want to finely mince the onion. So, super fine mince. Put some butter in a pan and we're gonna saute these down a little bit. Unsalted butter, 3 tablespoons. All right, the butter's melted down. We got it on low heat. I'm gonna throw those onions in. So I'm thinking on the fly here, and I think what I'm gonna do is after these are sauteed down, I'm gonna take these out of the pan and then just use the flavor from the onions in the glaze that we're using. And then I'm gonna start adding the cherries and everything else. So I wanted these to start browning a little bit, which they are now. And then I'm gonna get rid of the onions themselves, and again, keep the butter that the onions were cooking in. What you could do with these, you could throw them on burgers. You could throw them in the oven and get them all extra crispy, like little onion crispies, whatever. Throw them in meatloaf, but I just don't want all those onions in here because we're making a glaze, and I don't want the. Again, going back to texture like I always do, I don't want the texture of the onions messing up the flavor of the sauce. Now what I will say, you might think I'm crazy for putting onions in a fruit sauce, but it's kind of like a mixture of barbecue sauce and cherry preserves. We're gonna have a lot of interesting flavors in here they're all going to work well with the pork that they're going on. Now we got this on low heat again. And we're going to put in the cherry preserves. Or, I'm sorry, not the cherry preserves. We're going to put in the cherry mixture. Now we're going to mix that up with that butter and flavor a little bit. we want this on super low heat because we definitely don't want this to burn. So now we can start adding stuff to this. And what are we gonna put in here? Well, number one, obviously sugar. And I'm gonna use brown sugar and white sugar. So I got 2 tablespoons of sugar. And I'm gonna do 1 tablespoon of brown sugar. And I would do more, but I'm probably gonna add molasses anyway. In fact, I'm gonna add molasses right now. And this stuff, oh man, don't let this get anywhere either because it sticks there forever. I got a teaspoon of molasses. And the sugar is definitely something you don't want to burn. I'm also going to add a teaspoon of cornstarch. And now we will whisk that. Oh yeah, that already smells amazing. Oh yeah, we need our most important ingredient. I don't know if we can get a sponsorship, but Evan Williams, you're my favorite. We're gonna do 1 shot of that. I don't know how y'all measure bourbon, but I measure it by eyeball, so that was 1 shot to me. Okay, let's let that simmer, and we're gonna add some spices. I'm throwing a stick of cinnamon in my spice grinder. You want to crunch that up a little while you throw it in there. Alright, so I'm going to throw a teaspoon of cinnamon in there, spice drop. I'm going to throw a teaspoon of allspice in there, spice drop. I'm going to throw another shot, we'll do a half a shot of lemon juice. I'm going to put a smidge of cayenne pepper in there too. Just a smidge, little. What are they? A pinch. Mix that all up. So I'm gonna let this simmer for a little bit. Oh man, that smells really good. We're gonna do a taste test right now. Oh my god, that's good. Oh wow. So yeah, I think I'm gonna let this simmer for a little bit, get it caramelized a little bit and thicken it up, and we'll see where we're at then, but I think we're good. Alright, Spice Droppers. I've had this cooking, simmering about 15 minutes. I went ahead and added the rest of the cinnamon just because I had it. So that was probably another tablespoon of cinnamon in there. But yeah, this is the consistency we're at now. I did turn it up to a little bit closer to medium heat. And, you know, that's where we're at. So what I'm going to do, now that this is ready, I'm going to turn this down to low. Let that keep getting a little bit thicker. That's probably the thickness we are looking for anyway, though, if you can see that. Again, it looks like preserves. We're going to turn the oven on to 375. So what I'm going to do with the cooking is we're going to put a generous amount of the glaze on the meat when we throw it in the oven. And then every 10 minutes, we're going to baste it with a little more. But let's get the meat out and start chopping that up so we're ready. I'm just gonna cook it in a little dish like this. And here's the pork belly. Woo! Spice Droppers, look at that. I bought the pork belly pre-sliced, a little less than 1-inch thick slices. I did salt it while I let it rest here. And then we're just gonna take a few of these strips out and cut them up into little chonkers. You know, we kind of want them bite size. All this right here, this and that is roughly 2.5 pounds. You could also put this glaze on ham, pork chops. My dog Hugh was over here wanting some of this bad. The oven is ready, and we want to kind of slow cook this, which is why I'm doing 375 and not 400. We do want the meat to get to like 195-ish. You can see roughly the size they're in. You know, I don't know, 1-inch cubes. Is that what they are? Probably ish. Throw that on that, spread it out. And now we're gonna turn this heat off. And now we're gonna, the lefty's curse. So we got this much left over. Once it starts cooking, we got this leftover that we're gonna just start basting on there every 10 minutes or so. And, you know, really get that glazed in there. That's hot, so I'm going to use this and just kind of stir that in. So I'm thinking this is going to take about an hour to cook. So like I said, every 10 minutes or so, we're gonna take it out, put some more sauce on there, mix it up, let it keep going. But I'll let you know the actual cook time when it's done. I did take the sauce off heat, so that's gonna goo up real nice in this pan. And yeah, let's get at it, Spice Droppers. Let's see what we're doing. I just put the pork belly in the oven, but I'm doing one more thing, just showing you to show you. We have those onions that we sauteed and got browned. I took a baking sheet, put some cooking spray on it. We're gonna spread these out on there. I'm just gonna show you how you can crisp them up to make those little fried onion things. And while I do this, I just want to remind you all how much we love you and how much I hope you love us. Please like, subscribe, share this, get our name out there, get us some better camera work and all that shit. But yeah, here we go. I put them out here on this pan. We're gonna throw that in the bottom rack and just let them crisp up. Just the first 10 minutes that everything else is cooking. Maybe do the spice drop dance too. It's like this. It's like the Running Man, and then you drop, spice drop, spice drop. All right, anyway, we're putting these in. I'll see you guys when these are done too. All right, Spice Droppers, it's been about 8 minutes on those onions that I threw in. Oh, I can smell them now. So they're ready. See how crispy they got? We're gonna let these sit here, and those are gonna be a delicious topping for some mac and cheese or a salad, anything, fish. Shit, maybe I'll crinkle them over the top of this stuff. So I made a game time decision because instead of 10 minutes, I let them sit in there for 15 minutes. Take some more of this delicious glaze, and look at that, look how thick it is now, and throw some of that on there. Then I'm gonna take the brush and brush it over, kind of mix it in. I'm gonna let it cook another 10 minutes, and then I'm gonna take it out of the pan, put it onto a tray, and I'll show you all of that, don't worry. In the meantime, these onions are nice and crisp now, and they're just delicious little salad toppings. They taste just like that one name brand. It's not Italians, it's not Spanish, it's that other country right around there, those fried onions they have. Yeah, tastes just like them. All right, Spice Droppers, so here's where we're at. I took them out of the oven after another 15 minutes, and they were just sitting in this, which I don't want them to be sitting in this juice because they're not gonna glaze. So these are gonna caramelize up nicely in there after I brush this sauce on there. And I'm gonna give it another 10-15 minutes and we should be good to go. So it's not gonna take a full hour. It's 40-45 minutes max. And Spice Droppers, they're ready. It's been about 15 more minutes. So I'd say 45 minutes total. We'll pull these out. Oh, baby. Look at these. Wow, that looks good. Oh, they smell so good, too. We're going to let them rest for about 5 minutes, and then we're going to try them together, okay? Oh, man, those smell delicious. Whew, let's go. I'll see you guys in 5 minutes. Oh, yeah. Oh, look at those. Oh, it's pretty perfect. So I'm gonna take one of these and try it. I love all of you. Cheers. I mean, it's like a barbecue sauce with cherries in it. It's so good. It's so good. You know what else I'm gonna do? First, I'm gonna throw a few more on this plate. I'm gonna take some of these crispy fried onions we made, spice drop those on there, and try that. Oh, baby. Spice Droppers, we did it! Let me one more bite.
Sounds for a special
Get in here.
That's because we're cooking everything in any season.
Man. Spice Drop.
Plenty seasoning on the food when we're preparing it. And when it's finished, we're all sitting down and sharing it.